What is up, y'all? Rich and Mopar back again with another banger video. I just want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure if y'all haven't already, hit the like button, share this video, comment, and subscribe because we're going to come out with a lot more bangers. But for today's video, I'm going to go over the top 5 things you should know about when owning a Dodge Charger or Dodge Challenger. And this goes for the Hellcat, Scat Packs, RTs, and even for my V6 guys out there. Like, you should watch this video if you're thinking about getting any Dodge Charger or Challenger. And without further ado, let's get ahead and get started. So it's a nice overcast day over here in Pennsylvania, and it's finally not like 100 degrees, so I can definitely enjoy this car with the windows down and sunroof open. But number one thing you should consider when owning this car, I'm just gonna walk over here. You guys are probably gonna know, is the gas. Especially for my V8 people out there, the gas is killer. So with your Scat Packs and Hellcats, you have to put 91 or 93 octane in here, and of course with, you know, gas prices surging up this summer, it's definitely a pain. Over here in Pennsylvania, it's almost $4 to put in 93, so I don't drive this a lot now because of the gas prices. You know, I wanna, you know, I'm always on a budget, plus I work remote, so I usually just drive this on the weekends. Yeah, y'all, it takes about $60 to $70 depending on where you're at to fill up the whole tank of this car. All right, so I'm gonna start up this car and show you my average miles per gallon. Look at this, 13.9, 14 miles a gallon, almost a full tank, but saying I have 240 miles of range. That is insane. With a full tank, for regular cars, it would say I have like almost 400 miles. Of course, when I'm doing more highway driving, the range will increase. But yeah, y'all, this car does not play around with the gas mileage. So yeah, y'all, like you saw, 14 miles a gallon for this car. I'm doing mostly city driving with a little bit of highway driving. Of course, that's the average I've been getting so far with you know, my most recent fill up, and it's crazy. So like I said, I barely drive this car because I work remote, so I take this car only on the weekends. Plus, you know, I don't drive too far because the gas prices are crazy. So I mean, if this is your daily driver, you know, you must have deeper pockets than I am, or you're not financially conscious, because if you are daily driving this in the city and you're traveling like 10 or 20 miles for work, you're probably filling up every other day. And I know a lot of people that are filling up every other day. So that's putting $60 or $70 per fill up. Let's say best case scenario, you're filling up twice a week, or not best case, but worst case, let's say you're filling up twice a week. That's $140 a week. Multiply that by 4. I mean, that's basically almost up there, $600 a month. So that's like a whole nother car payment, but just filling this and feeding it, and just so it's take you from A to B. So I would recommend getting another daily driver, or at least get the V6 if you know, if you don't want to spend too much on gas. So you got a high car payment already, since it's an expensive car, or higher than average car price. Insurance, of course, performance car insurance is going to be higher than average, and then gas, forget about it. You're going to be paying so much money if you're driving this every day, so I would recommend not to. All right, number 2 thing that you should definitely think about when owning this car is the looks. I mean, this car looks great and it attracts a lot of attention, positive and negative attention. So what I mean by positive is that, you know, especially with the daytime running lights on, it looks aggressive. Everyone just breaks their neck taking a look at this car. You get a lot of thumbs up. I mean, one day when I was just driving, you know, right here, there was just an old guy just walking and his neck was broken. He was just like walking straight but looking this way, I don't know, walking like some Grand Theft Auto character, but like this car looks great from every angle. So it definitely attracts a lot of attention, you know, good and bad. Like I said, the good is, you know, from regular folks out there that appreciate cars, that, you know, come up to you and just say, man, that's a good looking car. You establish, you know, good networks, good connections. But some of the bad attention you get is, of course, from police. Like I cannot tell you how many times that a cop was sitting on a median of the road. I would drive past it doing the speed limit, or, you know, doing, you know, 1 to 5 over, because, you know, I'm not reckless like that. If I see a cop on the radar on Waze, you know, I'm always down to the speed limit. And they would always pull off of the median and then follow me, run my plates, see if it's been stolen or got any tickets or whatever, and then we were off. So yeah, so it definitely attracts a lot of attention, good and bad. And yeah, I'll just say, you know, use that information well, and, you know, don't be too reckless with your car, because people will always be staring at it. So this car is a subtle color, of course, black, you know, blends in with traffic. But if you have like a yellow or a red, orange, I mean, you're gonna stand out even more. All right, so the third thing to consider is that these cars are stolen a lot. This is one of the top stolen cars in America right now. The Chargers and the Challengers, especially the higher performance variants, the Scat Packs and Hellcats, these are stolen so much. So I posted a couple videos on how you can protect this car from being stolen, so make sure you click on the top right to watch those videos. But yeah, these cars are stolen a lot, especially if you live in a metropolitan area where, of course, with a huger population, more likely for your car to get stolen, right? So I think especially in Atlanta or Detroit, where, you know, Scat Packs and Hellcats are very popular, you would see them everywhere, and of course they get stolen everywhere. So that's one thing to consider. Make sure you assess your living situation. I mean, if you're just going to be street parking and you're like downtown in the city, I would not buy this car. But, you know, if you have a house or a garage, or you live, you know, not in a populated, or not in like a downtown area, then you should be good owning this car, because, you know, last thing you want to do once you buy this car is have it stolen, right? So if you're afraid of having it stolen, check out my 2 videos on some of the cheap devices that you can buy to keep this car from getting stolen. But yeah, make sure you consider your living situation before you buy this car, because it's a hot commodity and it will get stolen if you don't take the proper precautions or think about it before you buy it. Number 4, or the 4th thing you should consider when owning a Charger and Challenger, is the Mopar community. The Mopar community is probably the deepest car community out there. I mean, you have a lot of love and support, and I mean, once you have a Mopar, you'll always be Mopar or DIE. I mean, like, the support for this car, and the support for Chargers and Challengers in general, I mean, once you meet a few people that have the same car as you, I mean, they're gonna be your brothers or sisters. You're gonna be family, right? Like, you know, Dom Toretto said, nothing before family, or whatever he says, you know. But yeah, the Mopar community rolls deep. And I mean, if you buy this car and you're not part of the Mopar community, or like not part of the antics or whatever that goes on in the Mopar community, then, you know, you gotta get out there, right? So there's, of course, the good and bad with the Mopar community. The good is that, you know, people will always, you know, support you, and there's always fun events going on with the Mopar community. And of course, once you roll deep, it's always fun. But the bad part is, of course, you know, the Mopar community is kind of toxic. So especially with the Scat Packs, y'all, like if you put an SRT badge right here, if you replace the Scat Pack badge with an SRT badge, you are gonna get clowned on. I know there's a huge debate if a Scat Pack is an SRT. I mean, it's powered by SRT. It got SRT brakes, SRT engine and all that, but I don't know. I think it's a separate trim level. I mean, SRT is gone now. You have a Scat Pack with all the SRT fixings on it, but personally, I like the Scat Pack. It's more historic than SRT, but I mean, to each their own. But yeah, like the Mopar community can get a little bit toxic, so you got to consider that. I mean, if you just like the car and don't like anything else that goes on with it, that's fine. But usually, with the car, you're involved in the community, and it's pretty dope. But I would say just watch out for the toxicity within the Mopar community. And I mean, that's the car community in general. It can get a little bit toxic, especially once, you know, you're getting into the car scene. But yeah, y'all. And also another thing with the Mopar community, I mean, like the Chargers and Challengers, especially Scat Packs, you know, we're kind of getting the name of being the crowd killers now, because we're always crashing and stuff. You know, we're sliding, doing burnouts, and can't control these cars. Like, I mean, like, don't be surprised if, you know, the Chargers and Challengers take over the Mustangs as being the new crowd killers, because we see videos everywhere of like takeovers and, you know, stuff going wrong. So yeah, y'all, just drive carefully. That's my PSA. But yeah. All right, so the fifth thing to consider when owning a Charger or a Challenger is that everybody will race you. No matter what trim level you have, Hellcat, Scat Pack, RT, XXT, GT, everybody will try to race you, because these are sports cars, right? So even if you have a V6 variant, everybody will try to race you. You have your Camaro SS's, Mustang GTs trying to race me, that's fine and dandy. You know, I'll give them the work. I mean, except if you're like the new, if you're the new Mustangs with the 10-speed, you know, they always get me on the high end. But if it's like a manual or like a, you know, the 2015 to 17 variant Mustangs, you know, I got them. But yeah, y'all, everyone will try to race you. And it's not just, you know, the high performance cars. It's like you got clapped out Honda Civics trying to race you. You got WRX's STIs trying to race you, and it's crazy. I told you guys I drive this car every weekend, and at least every weekend I try to, you know, I'm at a stoplight, I take a look to the left or the right, and I see a clapped out Honda Civic. I'm just like, all right, I don't even have to put it in sport mode, but I'm like, all right, I know they're gonna try to, you know, go a little bit hard. So I was like, you know what, yeah, everybody will try to race you in this car. And I mean, it's pretty fun for me, but I mean, it may get annoying for others. So that's one thing you have to consider. I mean, even if you're in a GT or SXT, especially in the Challenger, like everyone will try to race you. And you know, more times than not, I mean, you may lose, you may want to upgrade to an RT or a Scat Pack. So but yeah, that is another thing to consider. To me, it's pretty fun. To others, it might be a little bit annoying, but yeah. So even the clapped out Honda Civics will try to race you in these, and sometimes you may lose. I don't know. I haven't ran into like a gutted Civic that has the works done to it, but if I do, that would be a good race. But yeah, y'all, that's the fifth thing to consider when owning this car. All right, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all liked it. Let me know what you agree, what you don't agree with, and let me know what other things that us Charger and Challenger owners have to deal with when owning this car, and hope this serves as a good guide for things to consider before you buy this car. This is a really fun car. I mean, a lot of positives come with it, some negatives, but the positives definitely outweigh the negatives. And you know, I owned this car for about 7 months, 8 months, and I am not tired of it still. I thought I would kind of regret my purchase, because you know, I'm a financially conservative person. I don't want to spend too much money, but this was my dream car. And you know, I told myself if I didn't like it within like 6 months, I'll probably just sell it. And this is a good time, better time than ever to sell this car if I wanted to, but I still love it. I don't want to sell it. Hope y'all, you know, use this video to your benefit if you are looking for a Charger or Challenger for any trim level. So yeah, make sure, if y'all haven't already, smash the like button, hit the subscribe, comment down below what was your favorite tip. And yeah, this is Rich Homie Cow signing out.